Doug has pocket jiggities and a second to act pre-flop. He raises to 250. We've got something that we'd like to play. We're in kind of early middle position with pocket sixes. This is a spot where the vast majority of players are going to flat the initial pre-flop raise with the small to medium pocket pair under these conditions. Here's a look at the pre-flop chart Petrangelo gave me for this exact situation. You'll notice that you're supposed to play a tight range since there are still several players left to act behind. It's mostly a 3-bet or fold strategy. Even with sixes, folding well over 50% of the time is the correct play, mixed in with some calls and some 3-bets that you see represented with the green. But I 3-bet to 700.
That's okay.
Doug makes the call, which he's supposed to do around 80% of the time. The flop comes 10-6 deuce rainbow. We've got a completely hidden middle set, and Doug checks. I want to make sure that we're able to keep the opponent in with a wide variety of holdings and possibly induce a check raise. We down bet to 500 to make it very enticing to at least stick around with a call. This board won't always be great for my range. Pretty regularly, I'll just have an ace-high type of hand that Doug may want to protect against. Doug just calls, which I anticipated him doing with lots of hands, so this doesn't help me narrow down his range too much. He could have a 10, maybe 2 overs with backdoor draws, maybe small or medium pocket pairs, and there's some small chance that he has jacks or queens, but those are discounted since he didn't 4-bet us pre-flop, which he'll do at least some percentage of the time, and he didn't check raise us on the flop, which he'll probably do some percentage of the time as well. The turn is the 3 of clubs. It's a sweet card because no additional hands are beating us that are plausible. If Doug has 3s, we might be able to get it all in. If he has 4s or 5s, we can probably get at least one more additional street of value. Hands like 9s and 8s won't be afraid of the 3 either. Doug checks again. We need to start building this pot up a little more. Ideally, we want to set ourselves up to get all the money in on or by the river. I bet 1200. It's slightly less than half the pot. Maybe it's on the small side considering what Doug has and what I just stated is our goal, but it makes it seem as if maybe I'm playing cautiously or afraid of something, and it again provides an opportunity for Doug to check raise us. The smaller we bet, the more hands opponents can check raise us with. Doug's going nowhere for that price. He calls. Now I'm beginning to think that queens and jacks are a lot more likely. I still wouldn't be too surprised to be up against ace-10 suited, 9s, 8s, 7s, 5s, and 4s. The river is the 8 of hearts. I'm somewhat worried that we're up against a set of 8s. Other than that, it's a great card. I don't have to be concerned that Doug will have 9-7 suited because he would have folded that at some point pre-flop. Doug checks. I want to target his queens, jacks, and ace-10 hands because he won't be calling a third barrel with many other combos. Overpairs and top pair hands should be able to call a fairly large bet. I consider shoving for around 8,000. I might do that as a bluff with a hand like miss clubs, ace-5, or ace-4. I just don't want to squander this opportunity to make at least some money and give Doug a chance to get away from something like an overpair, which he's definitely capable of folding if I jam. I announce about a 4,000. The more likely it is that he has a top pair hand or an overpair. I know it, and Doug knows that I know it.
Makes the call, shows the set, and Brad Owen, big pot.